All right, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we are now live here at News 12 meteorologist Malik Bryant. We've got some severe weather for your Saturday evening here across the CSRA. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning here for Lincoln and McCormick counties. That's going from until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. It's for hail up to 1.5 inches. And we've also seen some slight rotation with this storm. So it does have a tornado possible tag with it as well. So we're going to talk about it, and we're going to go through this. So that severe thunderstorm warning there for Lincoln and McCormick counties until 5:30 p.m. So severe thunderstorm warning is just what we issue for storms when we think we have winds greater than 56 miles an hour, or we have hail bigger than a quarter size. And for this instance, we've got that hail 1.5 inches and the possibility that we could see a brief spin-up tornado. Now, if the National Weather Service thinks they continue to see that potential for a brief spin-up tornado go up, they will issue a tornado warning. All right, so let's go ahead and take this off here, and we're going to go ahead and dive in and take a look here so we can go ahead and let you know where exactly this storm is and where the storm is moving into. All right, so we'll move over here to pause this. So here's the storm here. You can see there's a lot of hail in the storm, a lot of pink, a lot of purples. That's where we typically see the hail within that storm here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dive in here. And it's generally been moving in a southerly direction. So instead of a more easterly direction, it's actually been moving in a more of a southerly and then easterly direction here. So we're going to start a couple minutes ago. I was coming out of Elbert County. So it's in Elbert County now. It's not in Lincoln or McCormick County as of yet, but it is about to move there. And so that's why that severe thunderstorm warning does go until 5:30. So over the city of Elberton, it's dropping some hail here. I've actually been tracking it here over the last hour. So I've been dropping some decent hail over Elberton and then moving generally just south of east here. And so the exact wording on that severe thunderstorm warning and for moving it is actually moving east at 35 miles an hour. And so let me go ahead and get you a little pointer here so you can see the direction I'm talking about. Just a little bit south of east here. So probably clipping McCormick County and then moving again into clipping Lincoln County and then moving into McCormick County here over the next couple of minutes here in a more just south of east here direction. So, and then downstream also could be moving into Saluda County as well here. I'll zoom out across the area because this is a part of a broader line of storms that we're seeing as well across the area. And so let's go ahead and erase that and we'll zoom out here. All right, so this is where we are. This is in northern part, the very northern part of the CSRA here. We've got this storm dropping down, just moving just south of east here into Lincoln and McCormick counties and approaching there shortly. So you've got a couple of minutes here in Lincoln and McCormick counties with this storm here. But we want to take this seriously because this is a severe thunderstorm warning that has been labeled as tornado possible here. So it's just because we've seen it rotation, and we'll actually pull up that rotation here and take a look at that relative velocity here. You can see where those greens and reds have been, and they've been kind of close to each other. Where those greens and reds are touching, that's where we usually see that rotation here. So even one of our rotation parameters here on the radar is popping up and showing us that indication of some spin there, and so that's why there's that tornado possible tag. Now, the rotation on this has been weak, and so that's why the National Weather Service went with a tornado possible tag instead of a tornado warning. So severe thunderstorm warning on this cell that's capable of producing a tornado here across the CSRA. So this is in the northern parts of the CSRA, again, Lincoln and McCormick counties. And if you're just joining us, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. Here, I'll pull it back up for you. For Lincoln and McCormick counties, that is capable of producing it has the potential for producing a brief spin-up tornado here. So severe thunderstorm warning goes through 5:30 p.m. here, and with hail of up to 1.5 inches here. So let me just pull up NWS chat here again and get you some live updates as they become available. All right, got that pulled up for you. All right, so again, we've been seeing some slight rotation with this, but not enough for us to issue tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm warning goes for that instead, for Lincoln and McCormick counties. So let's go ahead and try and plot this out here. Let me get rid of this for you. Let's go ahead and get some timing. East at 35 is what we got here. But yeah, if we were to see the rotation, the tightest rotation is here just south of Middleton. That's still in Elbert County. So not in Lincoln and McCormick yet, where we would see that hail core or the highest rotation signature that we're seeing. That we're seeing it still in Elbert County, so you've got time here. Want to go ahead and pay attention. If you got the WRDW radar app, you can go ahead and look at that, and you can see how close you are to that as well. We're going to take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and show you the hail parameter here that we have that we can look at and see what type of hail we've been looking at here. Yeah, we've seen some larger hail than what we're seeing now, but especially over the town of Elberton, just to the south of Elberton. Yeah, there's that 1.5 inch hail from that radar estimation there. But definitely haven't seen some of those darker colors here as it continues to move over and to the east here across the CSRA. So again, this is in the northern part of the CSRA here. We're talking about Lincoln and McCormick counties. Zoom back out. Radar here. All right. And so we've genuinely been seeing over the past couple hours here the storm coming in from the east. All right, so you see it came in from the east, and it's slowly been dropping to the south a little bit. We call those right movers here. And so that's kind of why we went ahead and issued that severe thunderstorm warning there for Lincoln and McCormick counties with rotation possible there. So for Lincoln and McCormick counties, you're going to want to go ahead and make sure you have that safety plan action. You've got a few minutes here. We'll go ahead and time this out as it moves off to the east here at 35 miles an hour. All right. All right, so these are some of the towns here that we could see potentially in the way here. And the next couple of minutes could be coming up on Mount Carmel here in McCormick County there. So you could see some, especially this hail. This hail is large enough to cause some damage. So you definitely want to be indoors. If you're outside, go ahead, head indoors. You don't want to be outside while this severe thunderstorm warning is going on for Lincoln and McCormick counties here. And we're watching this rotation carefully, and we're watching the storm very carefully here just because it has shown signs of a weak rotation. And so we want to take this very seriously. If you already take severe thunderstorm warning seriously, take this as a next step above a severe thunderstorm warning, but not quite a tornado warning. You can treat it as a tornado warning as such here because it does have that tornado possible tag with the possibility of a quick spin up tornado here. I know a lot of us may be watching football on your Saturday. Maybe you were outside grilling, hoping for a nice day, and start seeing a storm bearing on you. Make sure you can get everybody inside here as possible. If you do live, especially in northern McCormick counties here, around the areas of Mount Carmel here as well. So let me just take this back off here so we can see the storm. We're going to do another check on the rotation here as we get more scans coming in here as well. So let's zoom back in here. Again, the storm's still in Elbert County. It's about to move into just the northern part of McCormick County here and grazing some of Lincoln County here. We'll start to see here, because it is a right mover, sometimes they start moving back towards the east a little more than they have been, and sometimes they'll drop even further south. So that's why we have that big severe thunderstorm warning box here that includes a lot of Lincoln and McCormick counties here. Now the town of McCormick, You may think it's sunshine, it's out and bright outside, you see a couple clouds, but there is a storm off in the distance here, and we're going to watch this carefully over the next couple of minutes or so, see if this does begin to drop even further south than it has been over the last couple of scans. So let's take another look at relative velocity here, and there's our green and reds here. Let me go ahead and stop this. There's our green and reds. This is where our rotation would be. It's not strong, but it's there, and that's why that tornado possible tag is there with that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, not enough. The National Weather Service deemed it not enough to issue a tornado warning, but enough to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. And so if you are in this severe thunderstorm warning in this areas of Lincoln and McCormick County, especially northern Lincoln and McCormick counties, go ahead, head inside. All right, if this does become a tornado warning, we want you to go ahead, head inside, get to the most center room of your house on the lowest level of the floor. Go ahead, put your shoes on, go ahead and get your bicycle helmet right now if you do live in northern McCormick County, just in case this thing does start to drop south and this rotation gets stronger here as we continue to watch it over the next couple of scans. But it's right along Georgia Highway 72 is Georgia Highway 22 is where we would see that that rotation here as well. So let's zoom back out here and let's go back to our sweeping radar. Yeah, and so you can see the storm has been steadily just dropping just south of east here. If you're just joining us, we're going to take a look again here. If you're just joining us, you just saw when you scroll on Facebook and you saw, whoa, there's an alert out for something, or you got a notification on your phone, or you got it from the WRDW weather app here. This is what I'll show you again. This is what we have here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning, right, for Lincoln and McCormick County. So the severe thunderstorm warning goes until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for hail size of 1.5 inches. It also has a tornado possible tag on them. So we have regular severe thunderstorm warnings, and then we also have severe thunderstorm warnings that have tornado possible tags on them as well. This is one of those as well. So this one has a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag due to all of the slight rotation that we are seeing out there. All right. If y'all have any, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and drop those in the chat, and I'll get to those as soon as I can here. We also have some more storms that we're going to be watching through the evening here across the CSRA that are approaching. So especially like this storm approaching here from the west here. It is near Madison, moving into Morgan County here. It'll move through Greene County before it approaches Tolliver and Warren and Hancock counties here over the next hour or two here. So you've got time, but this storm here has also had a history of producing some hail here, some severe hail, and some gusty winds. And so we'll be on the lookout for that over the next couple of hours. This is all a part of a little frontal boundary that's moving across the two-state here. You can see we even have another severe thunderstorm warning up to the north of the CSRA, north of Greenwood here. That storm moved through Anderson, South Carolina earlier today as well. But back at home here, going back over the main threat across the CSRA is our Lincoln and McCormick counties, and we can still see the storm beginning to drop a little bit. Now, definitely hail core is not looking as impressive over the last couple of scans, which is good news for us. In Lincoln and McCormick counties. We want to see that hail core shrink, and we want to see the storm weaken as we go over the next couple of minutes here, all the way up until 5:30 when this severe thunderstorm warning will be allowed to expire here. Let's see. Gotcha. All right, and so you just saw that other box pop up. There's two different National Weather Service offices here at work. So you can see on this side, on the northern side of north of Lincoln and McCormick counties, we have the GSP office there at work. So got a weird looking warning box with that severe thunderstorm warning. And then with Lincoln and McCormick counties, we've got Columbia County, so the Columbia forecasting office here. So I'm going to continue to watch this. We'll take another look at relative velocity here and see what rotation is looking like. We'll zoom in. over the last couple of scans. Still looking pretty weak here. Hoping that this continues to fall apart, but the rotation that we're looking at here would be beginning to move into McCormick County now. Again, like Mount Carmel area, the Wilmington area, the Belcher Crossroads area. Any rotation, if this does strengthen up, this would be coming on top of you in the next couple of minutes, in the next 5 to 10 minutes here. So the storm is not moving all that fast at 35 miles an hour, but that doesn't mean you have time to dilly-dally outside here. So Mount Carmel, Belcher Crossroads, Wellington here, that rotation, that slight rotation is going to be coming to you, while the hail core can stay off into the north of you here as well. So we're just going to stick with this storm until 5:30 when it's allowed to expire here across the CSRA. So once again, if you're just joining us, maybe you got an alert on your phone, you saw us there's a severe thunderstorm warning, you're trying to figure out where it is. We're talking about Lincoln and McCormick counties here in the northern part of the CSRA. So here's Augusta, there's Augusta, here's Thompson, there's Aiken. We're talking about to the north of this, and to the north and to the east of Wilkes County, north to north and to the east of Washington. Now, you're not included in Washington. You're not included in this warning. McCormick, you are included in this warning. You're on the very edge of the polygon, the very southern edge of this. Lincolnton, you are not included in this severe thunderstorm warning. So, Lincolnton, you are not included in the severe thunderstorm warning, although I would pay very close attention if you are in Lincolnton to the severe thunderstorm warning as well as we go through the evening here and continue to track it as it moves into South Carolina here. So again, this storm is coming out of Elbert County. It has dropped about 1.5 inch sized hail around the town of Elberton here, crossing into South Carolina. So right there in northern McCormick County. This is where the pinks right there, that's where we would see the largest hailstones. Here you go. This pink right here, that pink area is where we would see the largest hailstones here. And then let me show you the relative velocity. Let's go back to our relative velocity scans here and our rotation. And right here, where these greens and reds are meeting, that's where we would see our rotation. Now, it stayed very broad here and hasn't really strengthened, but we're still seeing that slight rotation. That's still enough to catch our eye and make us think twice about this storm here. So if you live in Mount Carmel, go ahead and go to your safe place. Go ahead and treat this like a tornado warning. Treat this like a tornado warning in Mount Carmel. Go ahead and head to your safe place. Get the bottom level of your house and the most interior room. If you have a basement, you can use that. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and head downstairs, get up under the stairs, and if you don't have a two-story house, just the most interior room of your house is fine. If your bathroom is on the edge of your house, that's typically not the safest place you want to be. The safest place you want to be is put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. All right. All right, yeah, and that's just one of our rotation parameters on the radar showing us that we do see some slight rotation with this storm whatsoever. Let's see if we have any updates from the National Weather Service in Columbia. Not yet. Still awaiting on some more updates from the National Weather Service in Columbia, but we're going to continue to watch this. Yeah, they just gave another update essentially about the storms that we've been tracking. So they're talking about this one, and if you're in Mount Carmel, anywhere along State Highway 81 in South Carolina, State Highway 28 in South Carolina, in McCormick County, that includes Belcher Crossroads, go ahead and treat this like a tornado warning. Go ahead and get to your safe place now, get to the lowest level of your home, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. They also mentioned the storm we were just talking about that is to the west of the CSRA. They mentioned that moving into the CSRA over the next couple of hours, anticipating the storm reaching into Tolliver and Warren, Thompson, and the rest of our counties here over the next couple of hours. So we're going to continue to watch it because this one's just a severe thunderstorm warning, mainly because of the hail we've been seeing out of that storm near Madison and into Morgan counties there. But we're still going to watch that as we go through the night here and moves into the rest of the CSRA. So just zooming out here, giving you the big picture. All right, so we've got this frontal boundary here. Let me get my pointer. We've got this frontal boundary that's been providing some lift for these storms as they move off to the east and out of northern Georgia. So we've got this cell here off to the north of the CSRA that has been severe thunderstorm, that has a severe thunderstorm warning on it. And then we've got this storm tracking right along I-20 that's come just south of Atlanta and moving towards the CSRA that we're going to watch over the next couple of hours. This is the imminent threat that we're watching now in the CSRA for Lincoln and McCormick counties. This does not include the town of Lincolnton, although if you are in Lincolnton, I would watch this closely. And they actually went ahead and removed Lincoln County from that severe thunderstorm warning there. So Lincoln County, you have been removed from that severe thunderstorm warning. They went ahead and removed Lincoln County from that severe thunderstorm warning. So Lincoln County, they went ahead and did that just 2 minutes ago. All right, awesome. Went ahead and removed Lincoln County from that severe thunderstorm warning there. All right, but again, in places like Mount Carmel, go ahead, treat this like a tornado warning. Go ahead and get to your safe place. Go ahead and get down to the lowest room of your house, the interior of your basement, if that is, and go ahead and treat this like a tornado warning because it is about to be on top of you right now. We also have some hail with this storm. Hail of 1.5 inches is enough to put it's enough to hurt, and it's enough to cause some damage. So that was another reason for this severe thunderstorm warning. So I'm going to zoom in here. It's right along. The storm's tracking right along the McCormick and Abbeville County border here, and let's go take another look at rotation. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got that green going towards the radar and red going away. And so we're looking at the GSP radar here. So the winds, the winds here, that green would be in a northerly direction, and those reds would be in the southerly direction, and right in between them is where we would get that rotation there, that rotation that we would see there. And so that's what we got, that parameter there showing us we could see some slight rotation. We're going to continue to watch this very closely as it moves into McCormick County. So this is South Carolina 81 here. I'm going to go ahead and start naming some roads and neighborhoods in northern McCormick County for you that we could potentially see here. Yeah, along State Highway 81, State Highway 81 north of Willington, all the way up to Mount Carmel, all the way up to Abbeville County. Go ahead and treat this like a tornado warning. And then Belcher Crossroads. If you are north of Mount Carmel, going towards Belcher Crossroads, that's State Highway 823, anywhere in there, go ahead and treat this like a tornado warning and go to your safe place now. The time to get your shoes on was 10 minutes ago, but go ahead and make sure you have shoes, a bicycle helmet if you're further down the line here. But go ahead and get to your safe place. Make sure you have a pillow or two, but go ahead and put some shoes on. We're not saying that a tornado is on the ground right now. We're saying this is just a severe thunderstorm warning that has a tornado possible tag on it, which means that there's some slight rotation in it, and it's been cycling. We don't expect it to drop a tornado at this time, but we will treat it as it could at any time here. A brief spin-up tornado is not out of the question here. But what is, you're going to see some gusty winds here and some hail up to 1.5 inches here as we head towards 5:30. So if you're just joining us, I'll zoom back out here and I'll show you what we have here. The severe thunderstorm warning is now for just McCormick County. Lincoln County has now been dropped out of this. Lincolnton, you're not in the severe thunderstorm warning. McCormick, you are in the severe thunderstorm warning here. Even though it is off to the north a bit for you, you have time to watch and look and see what this does. Mount Carmel, you do not have time. Your safe place, go ahead and head to your safe place now. Belcher Crossroads, you should be in your safe place now as well. So The severe thunderstorm warning is for McCormick County, and it goes until 5:30 p.m. Hail up to 1.5 inches, and a tornado possible tag is on it. We could see a brief spin up tornado out of this storm as well, with that slight rotation as well. And again, if you have any questions, you can go ahead. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you can go ahead and drop those questions in the comments there, and I will get to them when I can. If you have any questions or concerns, you can go ahead and put those there. But all right, let's go ahead and zoom back in here and see how that looks now. Yeah, still seeing a lot more greens and reds there, but still we've got that greens and reds touching here. Still seeing some slight rotation here, kind of broad. We want to see this begin to weaken here as it moves to the east and to Mount Carmel and to Willington here. Gonna check and see if we've got anything on the CC drops here. Okay, that's good. I'm just checking to see if we've got any debris being picked up, but it looks clear there from there. All right, let's head back to. All right, so there's that purple. That purple and that pink that you see there, that is where we would see the largest hail. This is where we would see the largest hail, and that's encompassing a pretty large area here, just north of Mount Carmel, moving over, about to move over South Carolina 823, so State Highway 823 there. And then also State Highway 81, I think that was, as well, and then moving into Belcher Crossroads. And so you don't want to be outside in this at all. You do not want to be outside, so don't go outside trying to look and see if storms heading towards your house. If you are in the areas I mentioned in northern McCormick County, you need to be inside and away from windows and away from doors here. All right, let me see if we have any more updates from the National Weather Service here. All right. No updates as of right now from the ones that I've already given you, but besides the fact that they are tracking these storms, and they're keeping a watchful eye on these severe thunderstorm warnings, just keeping an eye on them, because especially ones that have the slight rotation that we're seeing have the ability to drop a brief spin up tornado. And so that's why we want to take these seriously and watch them. And we'll continue to track these until they do drop the severe thunderstorm warning tag on this and drop those warnings as they enter the area. Now, we do have another severe thunderstorm warning that is now past Madison and about to cross State Highway, U.S. Highway 129 out here towards Madison. That's going to be moving into the CSRA over the next couple of hours or so. Just moving down I-20, it'll be coming into Hancock, Tolliver, and into Warren County over the next couple of hours as we head towards sunset here. This one has plenty of lightning with it and some hail. It's been dropping some hail across the region out there to the west of the CSRA. So we'll be tracking that storm. This storm just going to the north of Saluda County has been putting down some hail as well. So that one's out of our area. But the main one that we're watching is this one here that is now in McCormick County, and watching it and make sure and watching that slight rotation that we've been seeing throughout the evening. Gonna take another look here. Gotcha. All right. All right, let's go take a look at relative velocity once again. You're starting to see, that disorganization. A little bit disorganized here when we're talking about the potential rotation that we'd be seeing from this storm. because even our rotation indicator on the radar there has fallen off. But those greens and reds there were closer. Now it looks like the greens are falling apart here. We also could just be getting further from our GSP radar here, and we're kind of in between it. We're in no man's land here. GSP radar's off to the north, Columbia radar's off to the east here, so it's hard to get a really good picture inside of these storms because we're looking so far up. But going to continue to track this as we head through the evening here. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for McCormick County in South Carolina, and it goes until 5:30 p.m. If you're just joining us, 5:30 p.m. So I'll zoom back out here, give you a brief overview. And if somebody was asking how it looks for Aiken, right now you're fine. Later tonight, 9, 10 o'clock, you could see if this makes it all the way, if this storm does make it all the way into Aiken County and across the Savannah River, maybe you could see a shower then. But if you are on Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, you can go ahead and drop your questions in the comments there, and I'll get to them whenever I see them. Let's see if we have another update here from the National Weather Service. Yeah, but as of right now, this is the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have for the CSRA. So McCormick County, this is what we're looking at here. The northern extent of the CSRA, McCormick County, northern McCormick County, north of Mount Carmel here. Starting to rain there in Mount Carmel, north of Willington as well. And in Belcher Crossroads, you're about to start seeing some of this hail head your way as well here. Anywhere along State Highway 823 in South Carolina, State Highway 81, anywhere in there. You want to make sure you're inside, interior room, away from windows and away from doors. I'll go ahead and pause this. Bring it back up here so we can take a closer look at the storm, and especially towards Calhoun Mill here on State Highway 823 in South Carolina. Let's take a look at some of the hail that we're seeing here. Yeah. And this hail parameter is a little bit delayed, so it's not going to be right on top of what we're seeing now. But yeah, hail up to an inch. So still, that's damaging enough. That's enough to warrant a severe thunderstorm warning on its own. And that's why that severe thunderstorm warning is there. So Calhoun Mill, you could be getting up to 1.5 inches in diameter of hailstones there as well. So we're going to continue to keep you updated as these updates become available with the storm as it continues to move through McCormick County here. We're going to go back to our relative velocity here and take a quick look. Yeah, that's really broadening out. We've got the really broadening out here. So we're not seeing a tight and confined circulation here. We're seeing more of a broadening out, which is good. We want to see that. We want to see that broadening out of that circulation here. That is a good sign for McCormick County, but we're still going to treat it as such because this is a dangerous storm. It's dropping 1 inch in diameter of hailstones, so we do want to take this seriously here. Now, McCormick, I know it may be outside. You're wondering, severe thunderstorm warning, and you might be seeing sun and clouds and maybe hear a rumble of thunder off in the distance there. But you are in that severe thunderstorm warning there, and we're going to keep a close eye on it. If you live in McCormick, go ahead and keep a close eye on it as it passes off to the, looks like it'll pass off to the north of you. But this thing is a right mover, what we call a right mover, so it could drop a little bit further south here as we continue to track it over the next couple of hours. See if they have a position update. But the last time I checked here, they still said east at 35. Yeah, moving east at 35. Let's take another gander. Let's take a look here. Let me get rid of this box real quick. All right, so we have a better look at what we're looking at here on the. So what I just did, I just got rid of the warning fill there. That sometimes it gets hard to see and it gets hard to tell what we're really looking at here. And these greens and reds have just gotten a little bit more broadened out here over the last couple of scans than they were. They were tighter here. You can see, and they were brighter here. But that just could also be that we're getting a little bit further from radar. But they can also cycle and come back together here. So I would treat this as a tornado warning, the severe thunderstorm warning as a tornado warning, just because we could see it cycle. We could see a brief spin up tornado come out of this. So that rotation, it would be right over Mount Carmel pretty much. So that rotation, if we were to see it, it would be right here in this general area, right there where those greens and reds are coming together there. Just to the south of Belcher Crossroads. And again, we're still seeing this sag further south than east. Earlier we were talking about extreme portions of northern McCormick County, and now we're getting here. We're not just in northern McCormick County, but getting closer to Willington here in that area. So we're continuing to see this sag further south. But Willington, go ahead, go to your safe place as well. You don't want to be outside. Get away from windows, stay away from doors. Get the most interior room of the house as much as you can here. Just zooming out just for a sec. But yeah, we are pretty far from the radar, so it is hard to get a good picture here, especially. But the last thing we want is for this rotation to tighten up. But should be coming up on another update here soon from the National Weather Service, as they had the severe thunderstorm warning going until 5:30. So which means they're either going to extend it or cancel it altogether at 5:30. So we'll let you know as soon as they make their decision on that there as well. All right. Yeah, you can see slowly but surely this thing's moving further south than it is east. Almost moving in a more like this, rather than an easterly direction there. So that's just something we're going to continue to watch over time here as we head closer and closer to 5:30 in time. But it's in a decent environment for thunderstorms here, as in the very northern part of the CSRA, and so it's something that we're going to continue to watch very carefully here. But yeah, should be coming up on Troy very shortly, and then after Troy, Winterset, Liberty Mill. If it continues on this trajectory here, there's some times for you to go ahead and look over as well, that when you can expect conditions to begin to deteriorate from the severe thunderstorm warning out here as well. All right, we're going to zoom back out here. Going to try to name off some roads, some neighborhoods, and some communities that may be in the way here as well. All right. Broad River Campground. I see Henry is asking about Broad River Campground. The storm has passed Broad River Campground, so Broad River Campground is in the clear as of now. The storm, the full storm, almost the entire storm, is in northern McCormick County, now passing out of Mount Carmel and moving in and towards Troy. And so here's what we got: the hail core. You can see those pinks there, about to cross State Highway 28, I believe that is. So just south of Belcher Crossroads and crossing State Highway 28. See if we can yeah, so we got State Highway 28 there as well. So if you know anyone in northern McCormick County that lives off State Highway 28 north of Willington and north of Buffalo here, let them know they need to go ahead and be in their safe place. We'll take another look at velocity here. So we've got another scan, and I'll go ahead and pause this and turn this off again so that we can get a good look at it. Again, very broad rotation is what we're seeing here. And just waiting to see if we have any more updates from the National Weather Service to see if they're going to extend this warning. This warning is set to end at 5:30. So we should be getting an update soon here on if they're going to extend it further into McCormick County or potentially, there it is, extending it into Edgefield County here as well. So now moving it into Edgefield County. So continue to see that new severe thunderstorm warning that they're going to issue that goes till 6:15 p.m. It's going till 6:15 p.m. and it still does include the city of McCormick. So this is tightening up from this is from the Columbia radar, which is pointing higher up in the storm, and that just shows the difference there from radars because it's so high up. You're not really getting ground truth of what the storm looks like, so we're having to use the GSP radar here to actually see what the storm genuinely looks like close to the ground. But so this means the National Weather Service does think that this is going to remain within severe limits here as it moves further off to the south and east. So let's go ahead and see what they've tagged it. All right, they're going to keep the tornado possible tag with it as well. And this goes until 6:15 p.m. for Edgefield and McCormick County. Hail size up to 1 inch with that tornado possible tag. And they have it moving east at 35 miles an hour still. So still moving east at 35 miles an hour. Severe at 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Severe thunderstorm located near Troy, 13 miles south of Abbeville, moving east at 35 miles an hour. So 60 mile an hour wind gusts, quarter size hail, and could still see the potential is there for a brief spin up tornado as we head through the evening here, and the storm continues to move closer and closer to south rather than east here, just south of east. And the closer that the storm gets, the further east it moves. We're going to end up having to use the Columbia radar instead. Let's see if it's a range of our Harlem radar. Yeah, we can start to use our Harlem radar here. Let's see. It's just kind of far from the Harlem radar. Let's get rid of this warning fill. Yeah, so this is from our Harlem radar here. You can see right where the greens and the reds are touching. That's where we would see that rotation there as well. So right where those greens and reds are touching is the area that we're concerned with. But this storm is a severe thunderstorm warned because of the hail up to an inch and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and the possibility of a brief spin-up tornado that we're going to continue to watch here over the next couple of minutes. Now, eventually here, we are going to have to end the stream and get ready for a show. And then we can talk about the severe warning, thunderstorm warning there on, you can stream us on News 12. If you have a Amazon Fire TV, you can, if you type in WRDW in the search bar, just like you do for Netflix or any other app, you can find WRDW Plus there, our News 1226 streaming app. And you can also find us if you have a Roku as well. The same way you would find the app for Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, anything like that. And you can find continuing coverage there as well when we do go live from the studio at 6. All right, let's go back to our GSP radar here. As you can see the difference there between the radars, different looking picture depending on, like our Harlem radar is a different kind of radar, so it's going to get a different picture. It's also, it doesn't extend as far. GSP radar extends further and gives us a little bit better picture for where this is specifically located here in northern McCormick County. All right, if you live in McCormick, especially northern McCormick, I would go ahead, get inside, get away from as many windows as possible, go to the interior room of your house, because we're about to see the storm roll on through. All right, the sun's probably gone behind the clouds now, and you're wondering why you're in that severe thunderstorm warning over 30 minutes ago. You didn't see anything. Well, now you start to see the lightning and the rumbles of thunder as it moves towards you. The city, about to move over the town of Troy here over the next couple of minutes. So, staying just north of U.S. Highway 378 in McCormick. It's going to cross State Highway 10 here in the next couple of minutes. It's probably already doing so now as well. Still seeing a pretty decent hail core with this storm as well. So we're taking a look at. All right, let's zoom out here. We'll take a look here across the state. So what we're talking about here is there's the CSRA. You can see all the counties of the CSRA there. But we have this frontal boundary here that is helping to ignite some of these storms and pushing them off to the east and into the CSRA. Off to the north of the CSRA, we have one storm that's severe warned. Then we have about to enter the CSRA here in the next about 30 minutes to an hour or so. Storm that's just been trekking down I-20 since about noon today, and it's going to be moving into Tolliver and Warren and Hancock counties over the next hour or two. And then we have our imminent threat, the one that's severe warned here within the CSRA. That is for McCormick County here. I'll take that off, and we'll get a better definition look at this storm as it continues to move just south of east here, and just looks like it's just going to pass north of the town of McCormick, moving into Troy here. And let's take a look at our relative velocity once again. So we're kind of in between two radars, so we got two different looks here. And so I'll be with you till about 5:40. Then we have to get ready for the 6 o'clock show. But either way, if you do live if you do live anywhere in McCormick County here, do take this seriously. Do take the severe thunderstorm warning seriously. And northern McCormick County here, if you live in McCormick here, go ahead, get inside, get away from as many rooms and windows as possible. I know you're getting tired of me saying that over and over again, but even with these 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, if there's not a tornado, straight line winds are just as dangerous. And if you're by a window, if something, imagine that a 2x4 moving at 60 miles an hour, it's gonna shatter your window. So you just want to move away from windows with the possibility of that happening. Rather be safe than sorry here. And so that's the reason that we say move away from windows, because we don't want, we want to prevent as many injuries as possible here. And we're continue to watch this rotation here. It continues to look pretty broad across McCormick County here, which is a good thing, but it likes to cycle over time. It'll look good for a scan, it'll go back away for a scan, and so that's why the National Weather Service has that tornado possible tag with that severe thunderstorm warning on there. So again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts is what we're talking about here. Quarter-size hail in McCormick County. And now the severe thunderstorm warning does include Edgefield County. So maybe you got an alert if you live in Edgefield County, or maybe if you live in town in Edgefield. Edgefield, you're not included in this warning, but I would pay close attention to this storm. Now, areas to the north and to the west of Edgefield are included in this warning in Edgefield County here. So areas like Pleasant Lane, you're included in this warning. Brunson Crossroads, you're included in the warning here. And it's just giving you enough lead time here for you to go. If you live in Edgefield County and you're in the warning polygon, go ahead. If you had your shoes off, just put your shoes on. Just go ahead and put your shoes on. Go ahead and find out if you have a helmet somewhere, and go ahead and designate a place that you think is safe enough that has put you between as many walls as possible between you and the outside, as we have a severe thunderstorm move through here. Now, not seeing any tight rotation right now, not seeing a tornado warning right now, but we're just going to go ahead and say that so you are prepared for anything. All right, let's check and see if we've got any updates from the National Weather Service here. That hail core still looking pretty potent there. All right, let's see if we got an update on this severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like that may be a different one. All right, so now we have a severe thunderstorm warning again. That storm we were talking about that would be entering the CSRA here in the next couple of hours. Now extended the severe thunderstorm warning into Hancock County, and this one has plenty of lightning here. Plenty of lightning. That's going to be a big threat here. The main concern with that, again, is 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. This one does not have a tornado possible tag on there, but 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning here as it would move into Hancock County around. This one also goes until 6:15. So, and it does include Hancock County as well for hail up to 1 inch. I'm going to see if we have any other updates from the National Weather Service here. Not as of right now, but just so what we've got that's new. If you're just joining us, let's go ahead and zoom out here. Just joining us, here's what we got. We've got essentially 3 cells along a frontal boundary here. One that's off to the north of the CSRA. There's not an imminent threat in the CSRA. It's going to pass to the north of Saluda County there. We've got 1 cell that's in McCormick County that's moving into Edgefield County and potentially into Saluda County over the next hour. And then we've also got another cell that's been tracking down I-20 all day that is about to move into Hancock County over the next hour as well. And so we're about to go into our 6 o'clock newscast here, and so I'll have to break and go there, and then I'll be back on here after that. Yeah, so Tammy, that storm that's moving out of Morgan County, moving out of Putnam County, that'll be eventually coming into Hancock, and then Warren, Tolliver, Glasscock County. Y'all need to pay attention to that storm that's moving down I-20. And then we have our storm that's, again, a severe thunderstorm warning that has a tornado possible tag on it. Basically, severe thunderstorm warning that's capable of producing basically a brief spin up tornado. Again, we've been seeing the broad weak rotation of that storm over time, cycle, come back together, fall apart, and not look too well, which is a good thing as it moves through. But again, that's not the only threat with this storm. We've also been seeing 60-mile-an-hour winds, gusty winds, and quarter-size hail as well. So I want you to take this seriously, and we'll be back on after the 6 o'clock newscast.